Welcome back. Ba-da-boo, ba-da-ba-doo-doo. We won't get that strike on YouTube. Welcome back. Hey, welcome in, everybody. So sorry we're late.
Gabe literally
Whoa.
tripped over the cord that was in the big yellow hazard symbol cord cover
That's such a...
and unplugged the whole studio.
That is the falsest falsity of all falses.
I actually really like this. This little, cord hider makes this room feel very official.
Does it?
And yet he still finds a way to trip over it and unplug everything.
That didn't happen.
It really does make it official.
That didn't happen. I don't know how I'm the one who's
Hey,
been...
so sorry we're late. Hey, I hope you're all great. Look
Chucked
at all
into
you Crow
traffic.
Stuff, Ghost Hunter, Gnarly. Oh my gosh, look at all these subs that have come in. Sandwich Bro, Double T, Super Bleezer, Gnarly.
Plumbing Country says it's somehow still Chris's fault, even though Gabe tripped. Well, he pushed him.
I'll take this bullet.
Yeah.
It's actually my fault.
It's nobody's fault.
So wait. I had a lunch meeting.
You did.
Jen and I had a lunch meeting that ran over.
Yeah.
But it was because we're trying to set up Slick Willie's fettuccine.
Yeah.
So our lunch meeting was
I'm a little
with
loud,
a
Chris.
woman who can hopefully help us a little bit with making Slick Willie's become a reality.
Would we actually serve feta chili?
We'd have to figure it out.
No, we're just going to call it that and have paninis.
Jason, we gotta serve feta chili.
We're just going to have paninis and
I
wraps
love
and
that.
stuff. It'll be like fettuccine and breakfast sushi. And people come in and go, what is that? And go, it's paninis.
Oh my gosh, the true clickbait.
Oh, yeah.
I love that so
Yeah,
much.
then I will rent that damn sign.
Okay, there you go. Perfect.
Slick Willie's fettuccine.
We don't serve.
But hey, with a name like Slick Willie's, you thought we were telling you the truth?
You thought we were gonna...
It's paninis and soda.
That box needs to be put under a table. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Oh, it is. No, I know what you're talking about. It's fine. That's not how it goes. We're fine. That's why we were late. The amazing... Thank you.
Yay, Cat, you're after 10 days away home for a train crash. Wait, what?
You crashed a train?
Surge says, I just got back from the nerd store, spent most of my money on Pro Acryl. Fantastic!
There's nothing wrong with that.
Fantastic. That sounds like the right kind of problem to have.
Paninis and sorbet.
Yeah, paninis and sorbet. Slick Willie's fettuccine.
I can't believe...
And you come in and it's paninis and sorbet.
Yeah, I love it.
You know what?
I'm down.
Whoever wants
Let's make it
to-
happen.
Let's just...
I think that is one of the most incredible lunch meetings you've ever been on to come back and tell us about.
I guess
And somebody
so.
up there said that that they were excited about the Experience Center because you work about a mile from here, and that's fantastic. It's going to become your home away from home, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
The electrical starts tomorrow.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
nice.
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
That's a big
The
deal.
electrician starts tomorrow, and then we're just waiting on the quote for the T-grid ceiling in the classroom to finish it all out. But I got the quote for the rest of it and approved it.
Well,
So-
that's, I mean,
That's
cool.
exciting.
Yeah, 20 gaming tables, all the things.
I'm in.
Now,
So I'm super stoked.
Now today, everybody, Jason, what are you showing people today? You were
Painting.
painting, but you had a cool idea.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm going to show you how to paint a model.
You're gonna show us how
Yeah.
to paint a model.
I don't know if you came here hoping for life advice on how to start a garden, or with how to fold a parachute, or hang gliding, but today I'm painting.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
for something different. Now for something completely different, I'm gonna paint a model.
Jason.
And for those of you that are paying attention, you're gonna learn how to paint a model.
Okay.
Get ready. Buckle up, Buttercup. There you go. I just completely ruined Chris's whole shtick, but that's fine.
No, you can't. You actually, I did capture that, which was a great intro for every tutorial we will release from now till the end of time.
Buckle up, Buttercup. We're about to paint a mini. Where we're going,
All of you who were wondering,
you're going to only need your brushes.
we are painting today a model from Warmachine.
What?
And Jason told me that he's going to use metallics in one step. So that's what we have for
Maybe
you.
I lied, Chris. You ever
I
think
don't
about that?
think you did. Because
Ever think about that?
Your tone changes when you tell me something serious. You're like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. Otherwise, there's...
It's funny, but since I know that you know that, then I just get that tone when I'm lying.
If you don't end up...
Dun, dun,
One
dun!
second, I got a button for that.
Oh! It's almost like he knew it was coming.
We're not doing the cheating ones, D-Bowler. D-Bowler says current metallics or cheating ones?
Current, because people were asking for it. So that's why I told Chris today, when I wasn't lying to him, that that we would do the current metallics. But I'm going to do it in a little bit different way because I am. It is a thing for an army. So I have an idea here, which is sort of like how we started doing the stuff for our Iron Warriors a long time ago. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But
So
on
you're-
this, we're gonna do it a little different.
So is the idea that you're going to use metallics as your base and one step over them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Great.
Chris.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're doing today,
And-
everybody. So buckle up.
And
Demo time.
buckle up, Buttercup.
Well, he's got to prime it first.
Yeah, that's also true.
Is this what army is this from?
Orgoth.
Orgoth?
Say it with me, chat. Orgoth.
This is from Warmachine?
Yeah.
Ghost Hunter or Ghosty says, shout out to you guys. Had a hobby bash with my friends this weekend and used methodology for Space Marine armor for my Blood Angels, and they came out great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Nice. Glad it was good.
Some primer right in the thing.
QR faction would you be? I don't know what you're talking about.
What's that?
Yay, cat. Is asking which Cure faction would you be? I don't know what you're talking about. Apparently, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, welcome in, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully you all had a great weekend. Hopefully you got a lot of painting in. Hopefully you got a lot of shenanigans done.
Man, I wish I had gotten some painting in.
I know
I was so mad at myself.
you were so mad at yourself?
Yeah, because I really had a plan to paint all day Saturday and Sunday. I am so locked in on my trolls.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna knock the socks off of this whole thing. And by the time we go on stream on Monday, I'm gonna have so much done on my trolls. Everybody's gonna be like, you know, holy cow, Jason, where did you find so much time to paint so much on your trolls?
You did a lot on Friday.
I didn't do anything on the weekend.
Right. But you got a lot of the metal bits on Friday done, right?
Yeah. Well, on one squad.
And then you got new models, says Ryan.
I got new models? I didn't get any new
You
models.
probably did.
I didn't get any new models. I don't think.
You didn't?
I don't think so.
I don't believe it.
I don't think so. Those come today.
Nice. Today, what did you get?
I've got an order coming for more of the trolls because I need some duplicates of some models. I needed more of the mortar crews. I really like the way that army played. I played Philip on Friday night, and my list played pretty well.
Yeah.
I feel like I got the unpacking of my list done pretty well. I had been practicing, it sounds funny, but I had been practicing on War Table, the digital version that you can play.
War Table?
War Table is a in-browser Unity engine
Interesting. Is
program.
it like tabletop simulator?
Yeah, kind of like a tabletop simulator, but it does Warmachine. And so you can import your list from the Warmachine app, and then it just automatically builds out all of the markers for you for all your units and everything you have in your list. And then it sets it out on a table, and you can pick the scenario that you're playing. And it's really awesome. And so it's a great way to put your list in and then start a game, and then just move your models around according to the scenario.
Okay.
To see how your list moves. Because one of the hardest things about Warmachine, I think, is what we call unpacking your list.
Yeah.
Getting it from deployment to where you need it on the table because of the way you can't move through friendly units. unless you have an ability that allows you to do so. Why is my airbrush not working?
Jarl's Tony, sorry to hear that.
What happened?
Now, wait a second. I know Jarl, it's Tony.
It's Tony.
No,
it's
it's
not
Jarl's Tony.
No, it's not.
Technically, on paper, it's Jarl's Tony.
It's Tony. It's
Jarl's,
a pirate thing.
Jarl's
we laughed
Tony.
about you last week because you don't know how to pronounce his name, so I had to apologize.
I will fully dive into the name bit regardless if you like it or not. I'm so sorry, Jarl's Tony. It's your burden to bear, as the wise man would say. Thanks for getting. Plastic Crack Anonymous says, thanks, gents, for the painting on Warmachine models. I had to buy some. Tell them we sent you. I won't do it, Jarls, Tony. I won't do
apologize?
it. No. But I will apologize for what you just said there. I was supposed to go on a date Saturday, but then out of nowhere, she texted me that our communication styles aren't compatible and we aren't a good fit. So I got some painting done on my Separatist army.
That sounds like an avoided problem.
It does.
I'm going to go ahead and say you dodged a bullet on that one. Good on you. Or good on her.
What's going on, Rob? Anyone who uses language like communication styles is... Hey, drop. You got to get to the bottom of it. That's what I say. Dodged a bullet, says Ascended Fox.
Yeah, and that doesn't even mean bad person dodged a bullet. It just means that it's much better to not waste a bunch of time with somebody. Be honest, get it out of the way early. It doesn't feel the best, but I'm a big fan. Jen and I talk about it all the time, that like modern dating, what a crapshoot, right? Because it's like a lot of people have grown so used to with social media wearing a face that isn't real. You know, you perform. You're like a performer on stage for your likes and your thumbs ups and your hearts, as opposed to just be you. Mm-hmm. Just being you, turns out, attracts the people that are better around you. The other stuff attracts people, but some therapy Thursday on a Monday. Just be you. It's the reason we're all here, is to hang out with you.
Yeah, did you guys...
Except for you, Chris.
Did you guys hear that Mondays are officially back? Did you guys hear that?
No.
That was in the news yesterday. And
I think you're making that up.
And we're responsible.
I think you're making that up.
Plastic Crack has a question. Now the next question is, what would it take you to paint a box of Maze Breaker from CB? I don't see it on our forecast.
Of what?
Box of Maze Breaker from CB? What is that? It's over here on this other chat.
Corvus Belly? Is this an Infinity thing?
Maybe it is.
Is this like some new small game they're making?
Maze Breaker.
I don't know this.
Yeah.
Is that like Warcrow stuff? Help us out.
Maybe it's Infinity.
I don't pay attention to Corvus Belly anymore, really.
From Infinity. Oh, okay.
What faction?
It's an Infinity box. It's the new Infinity box.
Is it like a 2-player starter set, like they do when a new new edition comes out? Is this like N5, N6?
Yes, sir. That's what Plastic Crack just said. Something new. Cool. Starter set, alpha, nomads. Okay.
Oh, okay. I do like nomads.
Now, Jason, why are you using black-brown for this one? Just for funsies?
Well, because I'm going to underpaint rusty silver.
Oh, cool.
And so rather than use black-brown, and then I'm going to go over it with like the rust colors, like normally we would do that down and dirty metallic where we do black and then we go and like stipple brush with a large dry brush, like something like burnt sienna or dark umber and then orange and yellow. Yeah. We're going to do that here, but with the airbrush.
Oh, with the airbrush. Okay, cool.
we'll preset a lot of this stuff with the airbrush to show you airbrushing some metallics and such.
There you go.
Rather than the dry brush method.
Pewter models that Chi-Cat. Okay. Oh, Shailene says, my husband called me and said, do you want to do arts and crafts with me tonight?
Heck yeah. Unless that's like a innuendo for something we don't know, at which point in time, that's up to you.
That's whatever you want to do. Tom's their lead. And he fully means building/painting minis. This is our version of dating now, and I'm exactly where I want to be. There you go, Shailene.
I got to tell you, how great is that?
Find the one. Good
even though Jen likes to go into her hidey hole when she paints, right? She just kind of disappears into her own, doesn't want to talk, doesn't make noise, sits over there and paints, barely knows she's in the room. There's nothing better than when she goes, you know what I want to do today? I want to go paint. Which made it kind of doubly funny on Friday when she came in early so she could paint models. And then she got up from the table and says, I thought I wanted to paint. I do not want to paint.
Oh. You gotta be in the mood.
She's so cute when she says that stuff, too.
You gotta be in the mood.
I'm like, I love you.
What kind of paint, says Avian? What do you mean, Avian? What kind of question is that? It's Pro Crow, you silly Sackville Baggins. I know I'm just making a funny because I know what you're talking about, Avian, but I thought that'd be funny.
Another type of paint?
Is there another kind of paint?
Is there another kind of paint?
Nothing wrong with being alone together in a good way. There you go.
All alone, together, all alone.
Droth says, my fiance is very crafty, but she has no interest in painting minis. Hey.
Nothing wrong with that. Even if you can sit and she's doing crafts and you're painting minis, I still think the creation process breeds a really good vibe of just hanging out. Again, that's why we're doing the Experience Center, so that we can all kind of, sit around and hang out and have good times that way.
There you go.
How about some of this?
Burnt orange.
Well, or should we just do like orange oxide? I would just do orange oxide.
I have made that switch a little bit, Jason.
Orange oxide's a little brighter for when we're going to layer colors over the top.
Yeah.
If we were dry brushing, it wouldn't matter, but since we're airbrushing, the airbrush is going to do much more coverage than the dry brush would. So a little bit brighter orange would work, but still not to like pure orange, because that doesn't look like rust. Pure orange looks like fire, brighter colors and such.
Why are you using orange here in particular?
Because it gives us a rusty undertone for the metals.
Okay.
Are you asking for a friend?
I was asking for a friend.
Okay. Is that friend you?
No. Someone in chat. Help me remember to get some brushes when I'm at Clarendon tomorrow. That will make me paint more enjoyable, says Jen. Okay.
Oh yeah, she needs some new brushes.
I'll take note.
She grabbed the leftovers and has been trying to paint a detailed bust with brushes that are a little bit like the kind we would use for terrain. So
cool.
Yikes.
All right. I'm going to do kind of a zenithal, but I'm more interested in like coverage of color here on the metal bits. I'm not as worried about placement of light because we're going to be doing metallics over the top of it. And so light placement goes out the window as soon as you put a reflective paint on top of a color. So that's less of an issue here. I'm just anywhere where we've got metal, I want to dump some orange on it. Less concerned about the skin. We'll get overspray on it, but it's not a big deal. So the first time through, just a light pass to kind of mark the territory.
Yeah.
Identify all the parts that would be metal.
This is not from the intro set, is it?
No, this one you have to buy on its own. It's not in a set anymore. This is Guardian or Keeper or something like that from Orgoth. They don't come in a box set anymore, for whatever reason. I think it used to. I had to order it.
Rob's asking, why are you spraying off to the left every once in a while?
Anytime I stop my spray and I feel like maybe I'm going to get spatter, I just go over and press the button. It's just a habit after years and years of, when we do our pulse painting like this, like I show you, about how to get in close with details to do an area where you're not overloading it, and you can paint that way. The problem with that is that sometimes we leave a little bit of air on the tip, or a little bit of paint on the tip, so I just always take it off to the left and press the button to get rid. So if I go, here, I'll do it. If I spray and get a good amount of color on the model, but then if you just accidentally forget to push the button forward and you just let off, and then the button goes forward, then sometimes the first time you couldn't tell, but there's a little bit of orange that came off there because there was a little bit left on the tip of the needle. So just to avoid spatter, over on the left, I just hit the button once or twice, and that way I can come back over here and be confident that I'm not going to have any spatter left on it, because if there was any, it's on my desktop paper.
There you go.
So you'll hear, it's just become habit for me. It's become one of those kind of instinctual things.
Yeah.
It's a thing that I picked up from a car detail painter.
Now,
because of the way he would do graphics, and if you do it on a car and you get the spatter, sometimes you can't fix that. Mm-hmm. So I watched him, and I think I just kind of picked it up as a habit.
Is your intention to airbrush the metallics too?
Yeah, we're going to airbrush the metallics.
Nice.
We're going to show you.
We get that question all the time.
The way. That's why I want to make sure I've got good coloring in all the recesses, because the airbrush metallics may not go into all the recesses. We're going to kind of... All right, that gets a good coverage, and then I want to go in and maybe build up a little bit more up high. So now I'll go a little bit more like a regular zenithal and just kind of nail downward on the model from up on top. So we get a brighter orange up at the high level. That looks pretty good.
Lumberjack, how you doing?
Timbo. Oh, I have a section of chain that broke, and it came off the back of that shield. Ta-da! Now I know where that chain goes. Too bad I threw it away.
I didn't change your, how deep is it in that garbage can?
No, it's probably here. There's a bunch of pieces of chain over here. They're not important.
You've been broken down on the side of the highway for 3 hours? Oh, no!
Time to paint!
That's great. I mean, well,
time to paint models.
It's great that you can paint, maybe.
Hopefully you had your go bag.
Hopefully everything's okay. That's always a drag.
Engine, I assume? Tim drives corporate. He doesn't own his truck. So what happened?
You didn't bring your bag today?
No!
Why, God?
Why today? That's one of Tim's favorite bands, Murphy's Law.
Now, Tim, hopefully they get to you soon. But we're glad you can watch. And you can type and not drive at the same time. Emerson says, I'm feeling no motivation to paint after I feel no motivation to play. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm feeling no motivation to paint
after you feel no motivation to... So you're not motivated to play the game, which means you're not motivated to paint? So are you saying that your main reason for painting is to get models ready to play?
Maybe.
Which is perfectly fine. I get that. You know, we talked about it last week, that for me, completing an army is very difficult. If I have no incentive to play the game I'm painting. You know, we talk about it a lot. Like, let's paint a Blood Bowl team. And I'm like, hey, I hate that game. But, yeah, sure, let's paint the team. Yeah. And then by the time you get like a model or two done, you're like, all right, that was fun. It's with my 40K Angels or my Blood Angels, right? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play that game. So, you know, what do you do? Well, You find other models. You have another project sitting by that you want to do. Do you paint any for non-gaming models? Do you paint busts, or do you have a texture trainer or something like that laying around? Sometimes that's the best way to get out of that funk. Paint something that doesn't have the need to be part of anything bigger. That helps me a lot. You know, sometimes just taking a break from it. You know, right now we're painting trolls, or I'm painting a lot of the trolls for Warmachine. That's the army that I've been having fun playing the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to continue to paint and finish that army first. And I'm committed to doing so, and I'm having fun with it. And I've got my list together. And, you know, as soon as all the models are here, I'll go through the steps to finishing that. But it doesn't mean that I don't also get bored painting trolls.
Yeah.
Right? Even though I want to play them, it's just sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, if I have to paint any more blue skin or do any more of these red spikes on the back of the trolls, right? It's like sometimes it's just the methodical portions of it, right, that become almost too repetitive, can bog you down sometimes. And then that's why having another model sitting by. Maybe you have another army you want to try a test scheme for, something like that. Always good to do.
It's good to have a palette cleanser.
A palette cleanser model is huge. Huge. Do it. Do it
Baka
now.
says, I'm excited to
It's
get
not like none of us have more models.
new army. Nice Kato army. Sweet.
All right, then.
Okay, so we've painted it orange.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to try? I'm going to do a dry brush of yellow ochre real quick.
Instead of airbrushing?
Yeah, I'm not going to airbrush the yellow ochre. I'm just going to dry brush yellow ochre on it. Just to pick up the edges.
Sure.
And then have that be the way the edges peek through the metal when we airbrush the metal. So just some yellow ochre, a good topical color for rust.
I love yellow ochre for this. And for this, too, I would always go less yellow ochre and ended up always not thinking it was rusty enough. Added more yellow ochre and it always came out even more like grungy.
Yeah. So just standard DD2 or DD3 dry brush, something big. Not super wet on the dry brush, which always blows people. Like, isn't it called dry brush? Well, you can have more color by leaving it wetter, and then it'll more smudge. This is a more dry brush where I'm going for mostly grabbing edges.
Yeah.
And I'm going right after the airbrush, so that thin orange that we've airbrushed on there could tear if we press too hard. So you want to make sure you're using a fairly light brush pressure, which means you'll probably put more paint on the brush in order to have it continue to put out enough color without pressing too hard. Anytime you're working fast and dry brushing is in the equation, you're going to need to make sure that you probably leave more paint on the brush than you normally would for exactly that reason. Otherwise, you'll have to push so hard that you'll tear the paint that you just airbrushed on. Because remember, airbrush paint, very thin and can move around still because we haven't given it enough time to cure. So even the primers and stuff, when we're going fast on stream, I've got to be careful not to press too hard so that I can still get good color on here. And if I find myself having to press really hard, I probably need to retreat my brush pressure a little bit. See, that's what I'm going for. A little bit. Holy cow, this screen is so good.
Yeah, it's way better, huh?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I need to have, I didn't bring the other model with the flames on it today.
That's okay.
Check it with that.
Yeah, actually, that'll be good for us to check to make sure we get it as dialed. Our fluorescents are so bright that it definitely is hard to read sometimes. Jesse Farmer, yes, the rack has a spot for Noosh at our local retailer. So, yes, it will have that. And also, thank you for that 13-month sub. You're the best.
If you just wanted to paint stuff like completely, rusty, this is a really good workup for that, right? We always get told like, oh, I would have stopped it after the yellow. You don't even need the metallic on it if you're doing like junkyard metal. And you definitely can do it that way should you want. I think the horns are actually his horns. except for that center one. We're gonna go ahead.
Is this all metal? This model, pretty much?
No, it's like a beast. You can see he has like wrinkly skin and stuff. Yeah,
But most of it's metal.
He's a beastie with a lot of armor. I nearly picked a jack that was all metal, but this one was more interesting to me because it has some skin. So as a model I want to paint, this one ticks a little bit more box for me. I just keep loading the brush up as I need to. This isn't going to be seasoning the dry brush like I normally would because I am trying to get quite a bit of color on here. So keeping it loaded with color helps a lot so that I don't, like I said, have to press too hard, but I can get aggressive with it when I need to, get more color out on the surface.
Yeah.
Kind of doing more jabby. So I'm kind of pushing and pulling off.
Yeah.
So jam the brush into the surface and then pull it down and off, as opposed to a motion like this. Sometimes you'll see me just kind of, well, like up here with this, I can just do it up and down like normal, and that's fine.
Yep.
And even though I'm not sure if the blade will be rusty, let's go ahead and do it. We can always cover paint up. It's hard to add it back in.
Especially with this method, because there's so many spots for the rust that you can just go back and paint over the things you don't want.
Yeah, exactly the idea. And I already ran out of paint. It's funny how much paint dry brushing uses without putting too much paint on the model.
Yeah.
very, very wasteful painting technique, but so good.
Let's see. Emerson's got a question. I have a Chaos Army and so want a dark evil color scheme, but I always want one that is bright. How do I select colors which give off an evil aura while still being angry face?
I think what you're seeing me do here would work really good for Chaos. I've got a Chaos Old World army coming. That one may show up today for the guys that were asking. And that Chaos Old World army, I would probably paint like what you're seeing me do here. I tore a little bit of the paint on that thing pushing too hard. That looks pretty good. Doesn't have to be everywhere, but I need it to be most places.
Lumberjack, you're really giving me the business today.
As he should.
Yeah. This is... Maybe you should get back to driving.
What did he say?
No, because I said there's a demo when you were talking, so I'm recording a bit. So I have a little chat command that says, hey, there's a demo. I'll get to questions later, right? And then that really gives the old locals here the rah, 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 don't tell us what to do, hoopity hoopity hoo. And then when I go back to it, it's like, well, see how he now answers a question when I say something? It's called chat, Lumberjack.
You boys
kiss today.
Would you please kiss and make up with everybody,
I
Chris?
won't.
It's really tiring.
Hey, I have a job to do, and I'm going to stick to it.
I have a job to do.
I thought about that while dry brushing an army. Then I remember Jason's words of wisdom about brushes. They are consumable, and I'll figure that works for paint. I can buy more. There you go. You can't consume the paint, but brushes are disposable. They're a disposable tool.
All right, cool. There we go. There's my rusty undertones for the armor. That actually, if you just went in and like did a bright yellow ochre highlight on all of this, would look really rad.
Be a cool armor.
For a very quick army, if you were doing something that you didn't care. I mean, if you weren't doing metallic, you just like this kind of rusty orange color, would work really, really well. So. Remember that at any time while watching us, you have the ability to like stop a process color-wise wherever you think it looks good.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm sitting here going, this is how you paint armor. You don't have to do every step. You can cut a color out if
Yeah.
you liked it with just the orange and the brown, or if you're looking at this saying, oh, you know what? This would look really rad with just the yellow and the brown over, an army that I'm doing, then fine. Stop it, yellow over brown. The technique is usually what we're showing you more so than the colors. I just have an idea of what colors I would like to see in this, so that's what we're doing.
How many models do you have to paint before they start looking so good? Or before they started looking so good?
What's that? How many models did you have to paint before they started to look so good, Killjoy?
Many years.
That's a tough one, right? Because I
Yeah.
won my first painting competition when I was like
A youngin'.
15 or 16. But if I showed you that model, you'd laugh. That was because, back in 1985, miniature painting, it was a Battletech miniature. It was a Battlemaster model in particular, Raoul Partha Battlemaster, really janky metal. But I won Best of Show at a local, it was the Star Trek convention, the nerd convention back then. It was the Star Trek convention at North Park Mall. I remember it vividly. And I won that one. If I had the model here to show you, which I think it's in storage someplace, you'd laugh. You'd be like, no way. Because nowadays it would look like a 3-year-old painted it. But back then, model painting was completely different. We didn't have all the tools and the things and the exploration and the art form that we do today. So it's always interesting to go back and look at that stuff. All right, let's mix up some airbrush metallic.
Oh, okay.
We're going to airbrush some silver.
Okay.
People have wanted to know what I would do to, work with our current metallics. Not going to be the exact same workup, but when we were doing the newer hopeful metallics on the trolls,
right.
I want to show you another way that you can use metallics in one step to do some really cool stuff. So that's what we're doing here.
Okay.
So we will get some current silver and gold.
Do you think the synthetic brushes are now our sable brush levels? Do you think the synthetic brush are now sable brush level? Are you
Flight
talking
Sim
about?
Racing, there are a lot of synthetics that are good
Yeah.
enough. Well, from the technology of how they draw and release paint, yes. From how they hold a tip, no, not quite. They won't ever be, right?
Yeah.
I say they won't ever be. Synthetic technology continues to progress. Natural hair is stuck. It won't progress anymore. And it will probably retreat, only because the quality of natural hair will continue to fall.
You mean as in just because of
Overhunting
yeah.
and lack of availability and laws that restrict
Yeah.
and things like that, you'll find that quality falls off for the detail style brushing that we do at watercolor level. Remember that sable is built for watercolor, low viscosity paints, inks, acrylic, thin down, stuff like that. Whereas for oils, you can use like horsehair, goat, things
right.
like that, camel. And so those hairs will stay the same. But synthetic continues to get better and better and better and better and better as we find ways to extrude finer and finer diameter filament that is tougher and tougher and tougher. So obviously, like anything, I think there's probably an area where it retreats to such a thin diameter and toughness that you can't go beyond that. And so we will find a limit at some point, I think.
Yeah.
But we haven't gotten there yet. Industries like the camping industry, military, things like that, where they're continually trying to extrude finer and finer threads for weight that hold more tension or more tensile strength, is still ongoing. And as we do so, then the ability to maintain a tip and to keep a finer point over time works great. But that's the place where they continually will be a little less popular overall than a sable.
Yeah.
But as far as like how they draw paint and then you wick paint off of them, they feel almost identical. I think they feel identical. Our pro synthetics are
great.
identical to sables and how they wick paint on and off.
They're great.
So,
All right. So mixing metallics.
silba.
Okay.
Some paint. Silba. Hi ho, silver.
No way.
Away.
So you use special sauce here.
It's
It's your go-to.
I have to admit,
It's good
it's
stuff.
my go-to. Pour one out for glazed wash medium in the airbrush. It's one step medium now.
So what do you think this ratio is?
2 to 1.
Okay.
And then we'll make it 3-to-1 because I'll put in a little water for flow, which is just a habit. I don't know why I continue to do it. I need to stop. The one-step medium is thin enough. I old dog, can't be broken in my habits.
Yeah. Now,
we just want the paint to flow a little better. It has enough solids in it that you want to dilute a little bit. You could probably dilute metallics 1-to-1 to get a good start. Okay. This, again, over-thinning tends to allow you to build up how you need to keep that underpainted color available to be seen. Metallics are still very opaque when you spray them. So if you just dilute it, 1-to-1 for the flow so it goes through the airbrush better, you still might wind up with too much coverage to let the browns and the oranges and the yellows show through. So I think 3-to-1 is a good place to start, and that's 2 parts special sauce and 1 part water to the paint, and then we just throw it in there. That's what you do. We'll start with a shield, someplace where people can really get a seat. Pop in. Yeah, pop in close. Right? And then, again, kind of from a top-down zenithal style angle, I'll just start to give an even coat of this silver. And I'm doing it from the top down so that, again, it keeps it in the recesses where the rusty colors will be most prominent.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
So shiny.
Come on. Shut the front door.
So are you spraying? You are spraying at an angle.
Yeah.
Though,
to that same 10 and 2 kind of angle we would use for zenithal priming.
Yeah.
Same thing I'm doing here. I'm not worried about keeping the 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock. I'm just doing the from above.
Right.
Right, so that I keep the airbrush colors looking good on that. I'm not as worried about lighting angle right now.
Right.
Right. I could be, but it doesn't have the same effect as a regular zenithal would right now because the coloring is for the rust undertones on the metal.
Yeah.
We'll do the lighting later because the metallic is so shiny that it will kind of preclude the way a zenithal works anyway. So you got to be a little careful with that. Don't know if the tops of these are supposed to be metal, but I'm going to go ahead and treat them like they are. Want to get a little bit of metallic in the back of that shield. Same thing on the breastplate. Top of that knee plate. These little ankle chains, because Warbeasts get no love. Always with the chains. Always with the chains.
Always with the chains, Jason. Now, I guess I'm curious to see what one step you're going to use over this.
Or the same. We'll use the dark blue black.
Oh, okay, I see.
And then some rust, probably.
All right, you don't have to tempt me with a good time.
Hey, I will.
Hey, you do it. You know what,
That's
Jason?
not tempting. That's threatening.
You do whatever you want.
I am threatening you with a good time, Chris.
Okay. How do you threaten someone with a good time?
I don't know, but they keep saying it.
It just happened, I guess.
Threaten someone with a good time.
Yeah.
Chris?
Yes.
If you don't tell me how great I am, I'll take you to Disneyland. See?
I'm not a huge fan of Disneyland, though.
Well, that didn't work. You get the idea.
Well, that didn't work.
Well, I tried. I did feel threatened.
Threatened with a good time.
I was threatened with a good time. I guess with the right people, I could go and have some fun.
Right. See? Threatened with a good time.
You could just throw
That might have been the perfect threaten with a good time because you also don't really want to.
I don't really want to.
But it's a good time.
I would only want to go to the tiki room. That's where the magic happens, is what I've heard. Dave's got my train whistle.
We gotta get back on track here.
That's right. We're spraying metallics. Airbrushing metallics. He's a very shiny model. Hold, everybody.
What?
I want to to see. I actually do want to see this. Oh, nice.
Looks good.
Yeah, it does. I wanted to see what the orange looks like on your end.
I think it looks good.
Well,
It looks identical to the model in my hand.
Yeah, that looks better on there.
That's the power of technology.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh, geez.
How do you thin the metallics for brushing? Normal brushing.
A little bit of water on your brush. You don't have to thin it much. Same way you do any paint. A little bit of water on the brush goes a long way towards giving you a really good application for paint.
I've been using the metallics of the airbrush lately too on my big old Knights, and have been really liking it.
It works so well. And just a little bit of careful thinning really gives you good work, good output. You're not going to get, a ton of spotting. Metallics are notorious for spotting. And so you just have to be careful with how you thin. But like you're seeing here, you can get away with quite a bit of same technique that we would use for any other color. I'm burst painting, I'm where I need it.
What's going on, Wad? Frigid Phoenix says, just wrapped up work and now headed to early dinner. Nice, but wanted to say much love and appreciate you all. Hope your week is good. Yes, it started out pretty good.
Frigid, we got a really cool thank you card from you. Much appreciated. His wedding cards are funny. It has him like with a like a lightsaber.
Oh, nice.
It's
I'll
really
have to
funny.
see it.
Yeah, it's really funny. They've CGI'd his wedding photos. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, I think that's good. See, and you can see like the way that the shield from the bottom angle looks like it's not even metallic.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
So a lot of the metallic goes away, which helps to control the shine and the shadows. That's why we use that downward angle, because from the money shot, it looks metallic.
And Justin, he's using silver here.
Yeah, this is just silver.
Silver
Pro
with
Acryl
one
silver.
step. Frigid says you're going to get out to Gamers Guild either this week or next Friday. Nice.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Looking forward to getting myself and Heather back out to Gamers Guild.
Yeah, we've been hanging out there from open to close the last few weeks.
Yeah, the rest of the crew's there. I have to work, you bastages.
Well, soon, Jason, we'll just come hang out here.
Yeah, that's also true.
And then you can leave for stream for a
That's
couple
gonna be a
hours
heck of
and
a
then
day.
come back. It'll be
I just
fun.
leave stream and go out there,
Yeah.
and it's games and fun galore. Oh my gosh.
I'm curious if the over-under is that you'll do that every day that the store's open.
Pretty much.
Stream's over? Great. I'm going to go paint out there.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to go hang with my peeps.
I love it.
It'll be
All
a
right,
good
bingo.
time.
Done. Silba.
Are you saying that like you're supposed to say Simba?
Silba.
Simba.
I don't think that's what you're doing, but it's silly.
No, that's what I say. Silba. That's what I've been saying. It's now Silba. And again, we use up a lot of time painting one model here when we do airbrushing.
Yeah.
Because the amount of time it takes to clean between colors when, given over to just one model is a little inordinate. It's a little much, right? So like airbrushing one model, always a waste, right? Not a waste. It still is good, but it always feels like it takes you more time than it should.
Yeah.
But if you were doing this, like if I already had this color scheme picked out, done, and now we're moving on to doing the whole army, this would go a lot quicker. Because you can imagine each one of these passes with the airbrush for these colors could have done an entire unit or this whole Orgoth army. Mm-hmm. So.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and all Jason does, somebody was asking this earlier, to clean your airbrush, he just uses water.
Yeah, I just run some water
dips
through it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right now, all I'm doing is running clean water through
Yep.
it. Clean tap water.
And you just
Do
spray it. Well, clean tap water is relative.
Hey, it's as clean as the water gets in Arizona.
It's, yeah. I wouldn't call our tap water clean.
I'll dump. I typically, for those of you that have never seen me do this before, to make it clear, when I first stop with the brush from painting, first thing I do is I come through and I rinse it out 2 or 3 times to make sure I've got most of the paint out of it. Then I haven't touched the trigger or blown air through it.
Yeah.
Then I come through with a paper towel and I wipe inside the cup to make sure the inside of the cup is clean of paint. And then I go ahead and rinse it out 2 or 3 more times to make sure I get any of the chunks or paper towel chunks or whatever that came out.
Yeah.
Out of it. And then when it starts to look like this, only then do I fill it with clean water again and then go press the trigger and blow paint through it.
Yeah.
You want to try to avoid that initial point when you switch colors. Don't pull the trigger and blow water and paint and air through it until you know you've got most of the paint out. It just helps you avoid getting any of the dried pieces down from clogging it up. That's pretty good. Metallics clean up super easy when you thin them, which is nice. Pull the needle out, give it a quick wipe. Put the needle back in. Clean.
Orange oxide is pretty
Clean as a
similar
whistle.
to burnt orange. Clean as a whistle.
Clean as a whistle.
What does that mean, Jason?
It means whistles are clean.
Are they?
Of course. Until you blow on them. Hoo hoo. Ha ha. Hee hee.
My hands are tied.
They're not. They're literally not. They're right there, not tight.
So that's how you clean the airbrush.
Ta-da.
Between paints.
Between paints. And I mean, that's how I
paints.
clean 90% of the time.
Between paints.
Chris, I messaged you on Discord.
Lumberjack,
Or whatever he says, you sound
I'll
like
take a look.
Tim.
I'll take a look after stream here. Any updates on when size 2 sables will be back in stock, says Shailene. No?
No. No.
Any word?
I never know. Soon-ish?
I can always
I don't
ask.
know.
We just got some. They sell so quick.
They sell so fast. It's like we have never in the
might be
history of
inventory.
Monument Hobbies been able to keep brushes in stock long enough and order enough to where we just have continual stock. Unless you're in Europe. And if you're in Europe, then you're lucky. They're always in stock.
And he's using an Iwata airbrush.
HPCS, I think, right?
I think so.
Arnest
figure
Iwata.
out,
It's a HPCS.
Gabe
Iwata
is fact
Eclipse.
checking the brushes for us. Okay, but if it was a hairy brush instead of an airy brush, shampoo? I don't know, Wad, how to answer your question.
Brush soap. Gymnastics Drunken Brush Group.
Just some air. Since we're going to be applying a very wet coat of one-step wash-like over the top of the metallics, I just want to give it as much
You're just drying
extra
it off.
drying
Yeah.
as I can make happen here before doing so. That's a problem with doing this stuff on stream, is we move so quick on one model that
That's right.
sometimes it feels like you're
Yep.
taking paint off the model rather than putting it on when you go to techniques like washes or dry brushing. Because we went from, resin to prime to this in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful. You got to be careful. It's a little speedy. A little
Yeah.
more speedy than you would like.
That's cool.
So geez, that looks good. That's a really good metallic already.
It's very it's almost like it's got Paladin vibes going on.
Except for all the devil spikes and
Yeah,
the skulls
I meant
and the axe.
I meant the color. The color definitely has that, right? Like Rusty Paladin.
Yeah, I like it.
Jace, Super Duper Song says, Jason, you seem to be in good spirits. I'm glad you got
like
the
it.
needed rest.
I like it.
Super Duper.
Oh, I'm pissed, man. I'm just hiding it very well. Don't test me. Did I do good?
I think so.
Is everybody scared now?
I just crap myself.
I just crap myself.
we need carpet service.
Justin RPK asking, do I always remove the needle between colors? Yes. I always pull it out and clean because a lot of color will build up on the tip
Yeah.
or at the area where it goes through the seal. So after I've washed it enough that I can see that there's not much color, I'll go ahead and pull it out so I can wipe all that off. That just helps ensure that you keep color from building up. If I'm not going to paint anymore, which today I'm not, then notice how, popping close? Mm-hmm. Notice how I will push the needle in until I can see it in the chamber like that.
Yeah.
Right? See how it comes into the chamber? And I'll leave it right as it's about to go into the hole, and that's where I'll tighten it up, and that's where it will stay. Some people will go ahead and push it to where the tip is out of damage area, so you can't shove anything down there and bend it, right? Because if you leave the needle right like that, if you were to stick a brush in there or drop something in there, I guess it could ding your brush. So some people will run the needle up until you can't see it anymore just to protect it, which is probably smart. You just don't want to push it all the way up into the nozzle. That way, if there's any moisture left in the body of the brush, it can flow out the nozzle normally. It doesn't collect around the end of the needle. Because with the needle seated in the nozzle, the fluid can't come out. So if it's left at this angle that it is normally, then all the fluid builds up at the needle at the nozzle. And there can be some dry particulates of paint that, as that water evaporates, build a ring around the nozzle that will eventually make it to where your paint won't flow. So pull that needle back, and that's good. But I pull it out and wipe it with the paper towel all the time. All right, let's mix up some dark blue black.
Okay.
Is dark blue black the answer? I think so. Yeah. I mean, we have so many other colors. What other colors could we use? Anything else anybody wants to see?
Wait a second.
I've been trying to show, like, what I would do in line with kind of what I'm doing here. And I like that kind of bluish steel. So I think that would look really good on this guy.
Now,
we could use other things, too.
Okay, so you're thinking dark blue, black.
We could use dark green blue. That would give it more of that. I mean, they are the Orgoth Sea Raiders, so there's a world where you could use dark green blue and thin it way down, and you would get maybe a little bit more of a greenish hue to it. That might be kind of fun. Right?
Yeah.
Let's try that. We haven't done that. We've been doing a lot of dark blue, black. Everybody okay with that? Let's do that.
It's cool.
Let's do something new.
Okay. Surprise us.
Let's try something new.
What about
Chat.
Shadowcast saying, what about just black one step?
I'm not looking for just black because all that's going to do is give me gray steel, and the whole point of putting the rust underneath. Could you do it? Sure. You could put black over it and make it look like a darker iron. I'm looking for more color on it, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking for like what we've done here, which is where I'm giving it more of a realistic steel, that it has some undertones of color, not just gray. The silver already takes care of all the gray I need. If you darken that silver up, that gives you gray no matter what you put on it. What I'm doing is using blues and greens and things like that to where the silver becomes darker and gives me the gray part, but the other colors that seek into the recesses give me that coloring of real natural steel. Right, because all this is the new silver with dark blue black over it, and then a couple of other colors that kind of posted up bronze yellow, and then a little rust around the rivets. And it. So we taught Jen that, and she said it the other day.
Yes, Jen. Yes.
She was supposed to. She didn't remember that she was supposed to do her best impression of you all day on Friday, so we had to help her.
Oh, right.
And when I pulled out bronze yellow, I looked and I go, nothing? And she goes, what? And I go, nothing? You're supposed to be doing Chris. She goes, I don't know what he does. And I'm like, bronze yellow? It's a song? And everybody in chat was like, it's all bronze yellow. And then she did it. And
Jack gives him ideas that are above and beyond. Not sure why he doesn't listen to us. I do, Mo.
What did you give me, Mo?
Give us a
pink plaid.
Oh,
is that what he said?
I don't. Probably. Give us ideas.
What'd you say?
Yes, pink. Oh, Kat says do pink armor. My hands are tied. How thin is the dark blue black on that metallic armor?
Isaac Schaefer, that was done about 2. We'll call it 3-to-1 thinning with special sauce, the one-step medium, and a little bit of water. That's it.
All right.
That's pronounced hot pink plaid.
That's right.
Emerson secondary said, no, he said green bases. I know where every single one of you live. I want you to know this.
Well, we do technically because we have to send them the paint.
Right.
So technically, Jason is correct in saying that. We'll never use it against our will, or your will, or our will, or we'll just send you the paint.
Oh, I'll show up.
I don't.
What if I showed up to just a random person? What if, like, once a month I showed up at a random person's door who hadn't ordered in over a year and knocked and said, hey, you know me? I own Monument Hobbies.
How
And
would-
I'm here to ask, why haven't you ordered for us in a year with like my cricket bat?
Yeah.
See how that
We
goes.
could do that, Jason.
See how that goes.
We could do that. See, if we were really into like the TikTok trends and that kind of stuff, that would probably be a video. For
Painting
that.
my nails, like, that would be amazing. Can you imagine if we just showed up with like a camera, just me and Chris? Chris is in the background with his iPhone or like with his big camera rig, and I'm like, do you know who I am? And it's like you've moved, and the new person that's there is like, no.
No. Who is this? Cricket bat and a bowler hat. Okay. Well, you'll be excited about what's coming, Mo. Dark.
I don't know, but I have a
blue.
beer, and how about them Canadians?
All right, so we're using
Les Habitants.
dark green blue.
Dark green blue, my friend. Dark green blue.
This will be really cool, actually.
It will be really cool.
Lumberjack says, Fuse, I sent you a show flyer. Oh.
For the Wisdom and Chain show?
That's cool.
I was bummed to see the picture. I know you said it was a good show. I was bummed because they got rid of the singer. Like, I don't know the story behind that. That really sucks.
Do you know who I am? Nicholas, 93 months. Thank you. That's a lot of months.
I hate that when bands change and the fans don't support them, and it's like, well, but that was supposed to be a cool show.
No, the fire is taking it back to 94.
Oh, far out.
Spin, great question. If Jason never cleans his brushes, how are his brush tips always pointy?
That's I did clean my Sable the other day. I cleaned it on Friday before the show.
Jason doesn't use that
I cleaned my
much.
Sable 4 on Friday, right before the show.
He also doesn't like jam it into the paint.
You gotta understand, like, I paint with a very delicate hand. It may look like I would say that, how to put this? New painters, I think one of the biggest struggles that new painters have is not pressing so hard when they paint, not gripping the brush so tight, and not pressing so hard when you're trying to apply paint. Paint as a liquid will get all over the place without you having to push real hard. And if you can avoid pushing really hard, number one, you won't scrape the paint off, right? When I hear people that have problems with adhesion of colors, it's like, well, how hard are you gorilla fisting your models?
Yeah.
Because like we just painted like a whole model, and I dry brushed it, and I only knocked off one little bitty corner of paint
Oh, I didn't even notice.
from dry brushing. I can't even find it now. Oh, it's right there.
I literally.
Right there. I can see the tone change where the silver.
Oh.
See that little spot on
Yeah,
the
but
corner
that's
where
like-
that point is? I hit it with the metal ferrule as I was trying to get underneath that point. But yeah, I never have problems with that because you don't have to push hard. As a matter of fact, when you release pressure on your brush and start getting comfortable painting with a lighter hand, your painting quality will go up dramatically just by doing that.
Yeah.
When I show people how I hold a brush, and you know, it's funny because you can't tell unless you're sitting next to me. But when I'm holding a brush and painting, typically back out one. When I'm painting, you know, and I've got this, I tell people that I'm really painting with these two fingers. Most of my painting happens with my middle finger and my thumb, not my index finger. My index finger keeps the brush from flopping out of my hand, right? Unlike a pencil where you're gripping it and these two fingers are usually doing it. Now, you may have a different grip on your pencil or pen, but usually when you're writing, you can write with just these two fingers, right? If I gave you a pencil and said just use your index finger and your thumb, you could write as well as you would with the rest of your hand pretty much. You might not write in a straight line because these two fingers have a harder time doing that, but they will make all the motions. When we write, we do this. When we paint, you want to get used to doing this. Right, number one, because you don't have as much pressure and muscle memory of doing this in your life. You don't do many things this way. So this will inherently make your brushstroke lighter to paint this way. Because if you were to ask me to write like this, it would be a very delicate stroke because I just don't know how to push and hold the pen right like this. And the index finger just kind of keeps it from flopping out of my hand. But whenever I'm painting, if you were to just be able to be a fly on the wall and come up and grab the brush, you could literally, from where I'm painting right now, without me moving my fingers at all, you would be able to just pull it right out of my hand. I'm not death gripping it. You'll notice that you'll never see like the ends of my fingers go like that and get really beat red because I'm not death gripping it. And a lot of people do. When I watch them, the tip of their fingers are all ruby red. And then your arm gets fatigued. Everything from your shoulder all the way down to your fingers will start to get fatigued because your muscles start to contract to be in that position. And you don't want that. You want to just be loose, right? And you ought to be able to have anybody come and just take the brush right out of your hand. Same with the model, I feel like. So when you do that, just remember, that's where you will get to be a better painter almost immediately. Let's see if this is thin enough. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of delicate strokes, why don't we delicately stroke Chris out the door? Wait,
Is that a little
that
Billy
came out
comment?
wrong. Or did it?
Is that a little Billy
yeah,
comment?
little Billy. Welcome in.
Well, Billy, I applaud.
What?
I applaud your effort.
Oh.
Your willpower is amazing. But Chris is a permanent fixture here, my friend.
My feet are actually now sewn into the fabrics of the carpet.
Only
Let me
sewn?
zoom in.
Get in there, Chris. All right, shield, go.
Ooh. I'm going to just scoot over just a little. There it is. Ooh, that's cool. Nick, my dude, says, except for Fridays, I hear.
Well,
Sort of.
he didn't like to work full time.
Oh, I work full time, Jason.
He likes to take off quite often.
Pew! No, this is not green oxide. Plum crunchy. Hey, little Billy. Take it easy. Thanks for hopping in for a little bit.
He came in and said one nasty thing and leaves.
That's right. I've got an insufferable amount of work to do, so it looks like I'm the one who will be heading out. Thank you for the stream, big dogs. Hey, little Billy. Always consistent. Chris is a Night Lord confirmed. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I really like that.
Yeah,
That's no joke. Not knowing anything about what we're going to get as we do this, I really like that. That's looking good.
What are you liking about this? What are you
I
discovering?
like the color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the color. We're getting kind of a more colored armor out of it rather than just the thin down dark blue black giving us kind of a blue steel. This is actually giving us like a colored metal, like something specific or more deliberate, which is rad. Make sure I get the top before we start drying. Our work time's pretty long with one step, so we can go back and kind of course correct as we need to. Wick things away.
What do you think if the paint goes outside the lines? What do you do if the paint goes outside the lines? How do you clean it up?
What I'm doing right now, or just paint in general?
Just in general. Since I'm a beginner, this happens to me often, and fixing it doesn't always work out well.
So one of the biggest things I can tell you is to start looking at your model from what we call the inside out. All right, and I'm doing a poor job of that here. It's not going to make a lot of sense for you watching me paint this one because we're painting the armor because we're using a specific technique that is a little bit particular and needs to be done in an order, let's say. So I'm doing the armor before I'm doing the inside parts. But normally we would want to paint the skin like down in the neck area between the armor there. Paint that first, the face underneath the armor and all that. So you're painting from the inside, the parts that are deep on the model, and then painting outward, so you're building color up on top. But if you get paint outside the lines, just going back over that little area that you got the paint on with the same base coat that you did before is the fix. If you've already done like all the work, let's say we've done all the work on this armor, and we've got all the color on it, and then we get another color on it, sometimes it's not possible to just be like, oh, let's just start from scratch on that one little triangle of paint. And so we'll go in and just kind of match it best we can. You can't 100% fix it all the time, but in areas where I know it's going to make a big difference, if I'm staring at it, then I will try my hardest to get it to look identical. And it really is just go back and do it with all the same colors I did originally. So like this with airbrush, if I go and get color on this because we airbrushed this base coat for all this armor, that becomes very difficult.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good color.
It's almost got like emerald vibes. Like
it's got a really, really good armor color to it.
You could highlight this with like a greenish and have it almost look emerald.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Avian's like, please keep Jason talking about brush control. It's subliminally improving my painting. Subliminally improving my painting. Hey, that's what his brush control is it's very delicate. That's what I've learned. about it. Very delicate touch. This is how I hold my paintbrush, like a dagger, like a stabbing dagger. Now I've decided to do a new technique. Yeah. Gabe's doing this thing off screen. You guys can't see it, but
you just need to create your own technique now. Is that what you're doing?
I guess so. You know,
find relevance.
I have to, Jason. That's what I've been told that the kids do.
You could move to the Philippines and write a painting book.
Pave your own way. Help. Oh, that's Gabe. He's got the pointy finger. Thank you. Now get out of here, you. Where are you going? Where are you going?
You just told him to leave. What do you mean, where's he going?
Told me to get out of here.
He got up.
You told him to leave.
Where are you going?
Never coming back.
All right. Leave your things.
Chris, you literally told him to leave.
He can fly.
He can fly. He can fly. He's flying right out of here. Hey, shout out to Gabe, I guess. Okay. He's a cool guy. Hey, Gabe, see you later.
Don't say it like that.
Never seen that man in my life.
What?
What?
Did he pick up his computer and leave?
He left.
Oh, my God.
Lumberjack says, I hold my brush like a claw the same way Vincey V does. It's very interesting. To whom's their own? To Tom's their Lee. I can get it. If it works for you, that's it. Whatever works for you. Let your freak flag fly.
What?
You know? Do whatever you want.
Well, don't do whatever you want, but
yeah, well, that's true. Legally, technically, do whatever you want.
No, not
Well, you have to do legal things. Do legally and technically whatever you want, but
I don't think that's really what you mean to say.
I think so. I think it's exactly what I mean to say. Oh, I'm happy for all of you.
No, you're not.
Jason's thumb painting has become my go-to. Not only does it remove excess water, it has a very tactical feedback on brush pressure.
Heck yeah. There's multiple strategies at play with the thumb palette. Multiple strategies. I put a second layer on the shadow side of that breastplate. So again, over thinning and then coming back and layering up as you need, always key. You can see how watery I've got this paint.
Rocco says, legal, professional paint stream things. That's right. I would say we are very, very business-oriented 100% of the time on this stream. We are working 100% of the time while on this stream.
You know that I want you to let you in on a little secret.
What's that?
You know, because you've told the people this, so I just need to make sure that you understand.
Yes.
You do know that at the end of stream, this VOD is available on the internet for people to watch.
Yes.
You know this, right?
Yes. Keep me accountable is what I've always said.
Okay, but you know that with it being available to watch on the internet.
Yes.
By all.
Yes.
After the fact.
Yes.
That they can see how unprofessional we are.
What?
Immediately after the stroke.
Jason.
You know that as you're sitting here lying to them right now.
No.
That all they have to do
no.
is go watch the VOD from, say, yesterday or Friday. There wasn't one yesterday.
I wasn't here Friday, so...
wait a minute. Then go watch it from Thursday.
I mean, I don't know what you guys do here on Fridays, but I know.
Don't you dare.
When I'm
How
here.
dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you, sir?
Ghost Hunter, the internet, the Al Gore thing?
Yeah.
I did invent the internet.
That guy's a crackpot.
We having strokes now? No. I have just declared a more serious business tone.
What?
This is a very, very, very serious business stream.
It's something.
Meeple, I don't know what you're talking about. Haley says, okay, I was painting for so long on Saturday that my
Awesome.
carpal tunnel started acting up.
Okay.
Uh-oh. But not on my brush hand, on the hand holding the model.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Any tips for avoiding strain and fatigue when working on larger models?
Yes, you are most likely gripping too tight with your pinky finger.
Oh, okay.
Make sure that every now and then you take the time to release your pinky finger and possibly your ring finger. You just want to hold the model mainly with these 3 fingers, right?
Yeah.
And I sometimes will leave these 2 fingers out flat on the table.
Yeah.
Because that helps me tremendously with that sort of fatigue in my hand.
Look at this drying. Look at that.
Like, come on.
Yeah, look at that.
Come
That
on.
is like
Come on.
that's like a wow, gosh, like a I don't know, like a blue demon metal. I don't know what, like Moria almost. Like
I feel like
that.
this is perfect for Orgoth, for this army.
Yeah.
Because these are like the real bad guys.
Yeah.
These are the big bad boogeymen in Warmachine.
Rosser says, imagine being a profitable business while having fun in 2026. That's what we're doing.
What's
Live. Ross says, imagine being a profitable business while having fun in 2026. That's what we do every day.
Hey, wait, don't give away our secret.
Don't tell anybody, but
Don't give away the secret that having fun is kind of the key. Don't take yourself too seriously. Have a good time. Take your customer very seriously. Take your product very seriously.
Yeah.
Don't take yourself very seriously.
Lumberjack says, oh man, it's time for Glizzy Fest while waiting for this mechanic.
Oh, man.
Better not have slander, Jen. Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like it when I'm angry. Marr!
Who?
That's what Mo just said. Because somebody said, are you slandering Jen? And I said, I would never. Jen is my ally.
I'm going to say, they're not talking about me, are
She's
they?
always been my friend and ally.
She protects Chris like he's her son or something.
Us producers have to stick out for each other.
I don't understand these people. They're all wackadoodles.
Ascended Fox says, I'd be interested in using this technique on my Drakari silver base tone, then go over with some dark purple/blues and greens.
Would work great.
Absolutely.
You know, part of it is doing like what you see me doing here, which is kind of over thinning so that I can let the color become, give the whole base coat a go, and then come back and look at how I like the color, because if you wanted it to be darker, you could darken it up, put another layer or 2 on it, whatever. I'm really not using this as, one step is meant to use, whereas like slopping it on. I'm painting with it so that I can keep it where it needs to be and see if I like the color. And then, like I said, if I want this half of the breastplate darker because it's in the shadows, then I put a second coat on that and it darkened it up. And now I'm starting to build in my lighting direction, right? So same on this shield. If I want like this side of the shield to be darker, then I just come in with a second coat and I'm going to get more of that color on there, right? So that lets me kind of control how things go and make it worth my while to do these kinds of things.
You're thinning with water and medium, correct?
Yeah, water and medium.
Okay. Yes, he is thinning with both water and medium. And now, let me be clear. I did not say that the streams on Fridays are not professional, but sometimes the talent will get a little squirrely,
Hey, wait, what? Squirrely?
I think that was an appropriate way to describe that.
Me?
Yeah, sometimes you get a little squirrely.
I don't feel like that's a way to describe me at all. Squirrely?
Sometimes you get a little,
What the heck does that even mean?
It's kind of like when Jordan gets snippy, sometimes.
Did you really just have the nerve to say that I'm like Snippy J?
No, there's a huge difference. You get squirrely, Jordan gets snippy. Jen says, totally valid. The level of professionalism in producing is very low on Fridays. No, Jen! That's not true. It's because, Jason gets a little,
Squirrely.
See it? It just happened right there.
He gets a little squirrely. Hi, my
You gotta
name's
work
Chris.
on your Chris impression.
Hi, my name's Chris.
Is this
And my
going?
boss gets squirrely when I'm not around.
Oh, that's silly business. It's the color Jason using from set 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yachties.
It is drying very nicely. It's very emerald. Jason gets squirrely like a windstorm. Okay. I understand. Ghost Hunter. You silly man, you. Because I'm, Meeple says, I think Jason's more chill on Friday.
Yeah, because I don't have to put up with this guy.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
Excuse you?
He's more chill? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You mean he's not the exact same?
I mean, when it's just me and the woman I love and easy chat, that things go better? Who knew?
Shadowcast, what is your question? So here's a one-step question. Okay, here you go. Do you think we should always use the medium on one-step paints? Shadowcast.
No.
There you go.
Water works great. You don't have to use the medium at all. I prefer to use the medium when running things ultra thin because it still has more resin in it. If we talked about this on Thursday or Friday, whenever you're going in and thinning paint, remember that water reduces opacity and viscosity. We talk about those two a lot. You want the paint to become more see-through, you need to thin it, dilute it with something. If you dilute that mainly with water, like I do most of the time, you're also spreading the resin very thin, which means you're going to get a lighter hold of paint, meaning the paint is not going to be as adhesive, not as strong on the model if you continually thin it with water alone. Now, medium added in with water, like you see me do all the time, whether it's one step or glaze wash medium and a little bit of water, make sure that you're putting more resin into the paint as you're also diluting the opacity. The water still gives it the viscosity and the flow that you want, but it having that extra resin from the one-step medium makes sure that the paint is still as strong as you need it to be. That's the goal.
Annika Skyhumper says, would the glaze and wash medium work similar to the special sauce as a thinning agent?
100%, yes. It's great for that.
Yes, it is really becoming like that, Ogre. Jason's been using a lot of that special sauce for a lot of different things.
I use it on everything.
Yes,
I put that on everything.
It does make it easy for airbrush thinning, but it's just a good medium in general.
Yeah. It's a great thinner. I'm probably going to be coming out with an airbrush thinner. So, hold on to your butts for that.
What?
Yeah, I'm working on trying to get us an airbrush thinner on its own. A lot of people have a lot of questions on what to use and why and how does it work.
That's true.
And if we come out with an airbrush thinner that just does the job, then it takes the place of does the best of what glaze wash does,
And
the best of what
sauce.
special sauce does.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Right. Does the best of both worlds. Give you the viscosity that you're looking for, but making sure you have a good resin to work with across the time.
That would, you know what? That would be a great way to answer all those questions.
Yeah, it just becomes an I want it. I mean, that's how chat really helps to direct the business, believe it or not.
It's true.
Is a lot of the times you guys ask questions, and when we see the same question asked a bunch of times, it's something where we have to look at it and say, I wonder if we did this, if it would help people understand this thing better, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how we make a lot of those clips, if you guys have noticed. You know, these clips we throw out on socials, that's typically, actually, I don't want to say typically,
I bet we know a bunch of our competitors watch the stream.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
I bet if they're smart that they're also going in and looking at the kind of things that chat talks about and saying, "Oh, I bet if we did something like that." Because it's a great way to listen to the customer. Because listening to the customer, they don't always know. Not everybody knows the thing to say. You know what you need, but what they will tell you is what they're having issues with.
Yes, and Mo.
Or things they don't understand, or ask really good questions like you guys and gals do on how do I best create this color? How do I do this process?
Yeah. So Mo says, though, we've been asking for hot pink plaid, though, for 10 years.
Yeah, and I still haven't done it. That proves another point that I meant to make, that they don't always know what they're asking for.
I would say if you ever see one of our competitors come out with hot pink plaid,
You'll know they watch this
you
stream.
know what's going on.
That's actually the beacon that lets you know you're caught. Plagiarism.
Jen says, it's fine. I love being the Friday producer, but I consider it a big win if I get everything up and running properly. No one should expect anything more technical than that. Jen, we appreciate you.
Jen kills it. I don't know what she's talking about.
Still waiting. Hashtag still waiting. I need to make that one of our big emojis.
Still waiting.
Hashtag still waiting. They did Chris hot pink plaid would suck. It would force Jason Hand to make his own. I don't think so. I don't think Jason's... I'm just going to call it. I don't think we're ever coming out with a hot pink plaid paint. So, there you go. I still want the plaid medium. Sazzle, that's not how that works. Fuse gave us a date. Gave us a date. When was that date?
Fuse didn't give you anything.
2054. Our 2054 lineup, by the way, is nuts.
A year to die for.
It's literally going to be nuts. Touch of bronze emoji too. Yes, we gotta add. We'll add some more emojis. Why not? Bag of Krill is still coming out. The 2054, along with the DA 1000 series. There's a lot coming out. That's a big year.
What do you got to put up with? Just trying to run a fun company in 2026.
We are trying to run a very serious business paint stream.
And it keeps getting interrupted with all this.
We're going to have to get Shauna on here.
Tomfoolery.
Pretty soon. We're going to have to get Shauna in here watching stream.
Get her.
She'd like it. Hey, since you use chat as a source of ideas... Oh, wait, whoa, Isaac Schaefer. Hold on here.
When do we get paid?
When are we going to get flavored paint? Let's all just back up. Let's just reel that in.
Oh, I thought they were going to ask for money. They're asking for flavored paint?
Wait a second. Chat is a source of ideas, but that doesn't mean these ideas will come to fruition. I'm just saying. Isaac Schaefer, chocolate flavored warm brown would be awesome. That's wild, but also hilarious. Cambot says, just saying thanks for all you do. I'm dealing with some medical stuff right now and on the med. Oh, and I'm on the mend. Okay, not too hurt. Had to stay sitting up and leaning slightly, which means painting with stream. Hey, that's awesome. Cambot, I know you said you were going through some stuff, so.
Glad to hear you're on the mend.
I am glad. That's McRib Red.
Is that Tim?
That was Tim.
Tim wants
Can we get aromatic
red.
paints? No. Aromatic paints. Can we get aromatic paint? Oh.
You silly gooses.
I mean, the paint is already flavored, just not flavored well, says Ryan. Ryan!
Hey, that is our trademarked donkey butt flavoring.
It's just not
invented here in Monument Laboratories.
Hobbit Hole
Years of painstaking research went into donkey butt flavoring, and many people have grown to like it, as is recognized across the internet.
That's... I don't know what to say.
You could say Sheboyga.
Sheboyga?
Yeah. I mean, you could, right?
Sheboygan? Let's see. We're not doing it, y'all. If all the paints are supposed to be the same, you would need to work on quality control because I definitely noticed some variance.
In the flavor?
Yes.
Oh.
D-Bowler.
See, that's how we find the bad people.
That's too real and serious.
That's how we find the bad people.
AJ, hold on. Let him cook. Pepsi Blue? Oh. Jason's more of a Coca-Cola guy.
What? I'm gonna...
Sheboygan says beers science. What does that mean, Jason?
What?
Sheboygan.
I don't know.
Shebongo?
I don't know.
Sheboygan?
Did I get all the
Cherry
pieces?
Flow Coke is some good stuff. Okay.
Oops.
Coca-Cola Brown. No, we can't make anything Coca-Cola. So, Jason, can you talk a little bit about what you've done here?
I painted a thing,
Yeah.
and we have a miraculous color of metal generated with a lot of shine still left from our wonderful Prochrome metallics and one step over the top. The world is your oyster. Literally, you can make oyster-colored metallics.
So,
I don't know what that is, but yeah, there you go.
So what's your main tip, Jason, for going over metallics with one step?
Thin the metallic, or if you're airbrushing, then you need to thin the metallic. If you're not airbrushing, you can just paint it on like normal. And really what you're looking to do is take the one-step color and make sure that you have it at a thinness that allows it to flow nicely into the recesses like you would like a wash or a one-step color to do.
Yeah.
But then also enough to let the shine of the metallic still show through. So over thinning, we talk about this all the time, being able to over thin a color and then come back with it and layer it up as you need. Like here where I'm going through and darkening up the underneath of this armor here. Rather than trying to get the exact right color the first time, go back and add color to it as you need to. That will help and maintain the quality of the color as it goes on the model and give you the outcome you're looking for. So, we thin this, I think we'd say 3 or 4 to 1 with one step medium and water to get this outcome. And I'm very, very happy with it. I think this looks great.
And you could do this on pretty much with a boatload of different combos to get different effects.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we did the silver over the rust colors that you can kind of still see on the horns there. Yeah. And that gave us this undertone of yellowishness underneath the dark blue-green.
Yeah.
That I think gives a really, really cool kind of, silvery seafoam style color that I think is perfect for these Orgoth models.
Yeah.
That's going to look really, really good. I like it.
Plus, it's quick.
It's very quick. Now we'll do some dark blue black for the other metals, like on the chainmail and stuff, so that we can have different colors of metal.
Ooh. And how would you achieve, as I want to achieve a cast iron look to them on my ogres, how could I approach that if I wanted to use this technique?
Cast iron actually is done better if you paint it black with maybe a little bit of, say, burnt sienna or burnt orange, and then black over the top of that. That seems weird, but you could paint the whole model black. You could do rust one step over the black so that the rust just settles into the recesses, and then dry brush dark steel or steel or dark silver over the top. That gives you a really good wrought iron effect because wrought iron has that black metal feel to it, right? So that would be better. I don't think I would do the metal first and then try to darken the metal. You could do the silver and then you could do black over the top of that, the black one step over the top, and see if that gives you what you want. I think you would not thin the black as much because it's going to gray. It's going to be like just a dull gray steel. I think it's better to paint the thing black and then dry brush the metal over the top when you want wrought iron. That's the way that I do it.
We can demo that another time, Meeple.
Dark blue black. Almost out of this. We need more. Do we have more of this? Do we have any more set ones laying around?
Set ones?
Yeah. We've been running through dark blue black like nobody's business.
I'm surprised, actually.
So again, about 2 to 1 with the medium, and then 1 more part water. So you're like 3 to 1, maybe 4 to 1. Mix that up. The dark blue black is more opaque than a lot of them.
You have been using this color with a lot of different methods. That's why you're...
Because I put it over lots of different base coat colors to get lots of different effects.
I took a note. I'll grab some more.
Right? So dark blue black has been the go-to for doing all the steels. People were asking us, like, didn't I just recently do like a non-metallic? And yes, on the Lord of the Hunt, or Lord of the Feast, or whatever it's called.
Lord of the Hunt.
Lord of the Hunt for the old Umbry faction. We've been doing that. And I did just dark blue black over the base coat there, and just did non-metallic metal.
Well, heck, all your tau.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Super easy.
So you're just going over all the other bits now.
Yeah, just give a little bit different coloring to the other metals, like the chainmail here.
And why are you adding the medium to this too?
Just to thin its opacity.
Okay.
I don't want it to be, because like I said before, we're trying to make sure that the metallic still shows through. Unlike when we're painting non-metallic metal, I wouldn't add as much medium because we're looking for the color base, and then we highlight and do all the non-metallic things over the top. Here, we're really wanting it to just be a slight shift of the metallic into this color.
Yeah, I see. It's going to be very light.
Yeah, because we'll come back over this with rust. Remember, we're trying to just change the idea of the silver we put on here from just being silver to being like a bluish steel, gunmetal maybe, and if you're doing like Space Marines or whatever. So you have the opportunity to just kind of thin it down and layer it up. 1 or 2 coats is all it's going to take in most cases to get it to look the way you want it. It's still going to have enough of the metallic shine coming through, which is key.
Are you going to do all the chains and stuff that color
Yeah.
too?
Yeah, that's my goal. All the chains and what I would call normal metal bits in dark blue black, and then all the armor bits keeping that cool dark blue green.
Yeah, this is going to be a cool model.
Yeah, it just gives you a really good way to get a lot of work done on the metallics without it having, we've been trying over the last few months, and actually longer than that, to show you a lot of ways that you can get a lot of really good outcome for very low input, or lower input. I'm not going to say that any of this is just, none of it's silver bullet does it all itself. Nobody's painting the model for you. You still got to put it on.
Right.
But you can think in terms of really, I've been on a kind of a crusade to say, okay, if what we're telling people is that, the first thing to painting is to really focus on keeping paint where it's supposed to go, well then what all can you do with that? Right? Like if all I'm really focused on right now is keeping paint in I'm not doing a great job of keeping it in the lines with this, but you get my drift. Right? If really all I want to do as a beginning painter is say, you know what, I just am having a hard, we had somebody mention it today, brand new painter, having a little bit of a hard time staying in the lines all the time. Right? But as you start to control that staying in the lines part of painting, what can you do with it without feeling like you got to go take a million classes, watch a million YouTube videos,
right,
and still get good outcome from your painting? And that's what all this is about, is to try to show you the kinds of things you can do that don't take a lot of brain effort. They're all just about put a color in the lines. But if you can remember and move to that point where you're like, okay, step one was put the metallic on the model. I airbrushed this, but you didn't have to, right? You could have just brushed it on. You could have dry brushed the metallic over the colors that we did, right? And then step two is after you have the metallic on, just put the color you want to shift the metallic into and thin it like we've done. Then bingo, you've got a really amazing outcome for very, very low effort. Right? And that's really good value, in my opinion.
There you go. That's all she wrote.
That is all she wrote.
And sometimes that's all they have to write, Jason.
Yes, that's pretty much the end of the story. And then you can add on to this, because nothing that I'm doing, one of the big things with me is making sure that whatever you do with paint never keeps you from pushing the model further should you choose to do so. So if you find something that you're doing and you're like, you start with something like this, and then maybe you want to, then I want to do this really cool weathering thing I saw on another channel. Great. Nothing I'm doing here keeps you from doing whatever you want to with the model, right? None of this is cheap. Yeah. None of this is horrible starting point. You can still go through and turn this into a display style model if you want. Not a problem. I think I'm going to do like the bronze or brass or something on the ends of the axe there. I painted them silver, but I'm probably not going to leave them that way. I could go in with yellow and do fake non-metallic gold on them, but I think we're just going to change it. Use the gold metals and stuff like that on it. You can tell I've watered it way down so that it's easy to run into the recesses. Don't have to mess with it too much. I'm doing it early. I'm doing this process early on the model so that I can be messier with it. I'm not worried about getting it all over stuff. Right. Because it is going to be messy. You just want to keep it off the other armor color. That's really the only worry here. Don't care if I get it on skin because I'm going to be painting over the skin.
What color are you going to do the skin?
I don't know.
Demon red.
No, but I mean, that's not a bad choice to do something red now that we've got these colors on there. That would go very well with the color scheme we've built up here with the bluish and the green. Yeah. Red would be a very good color.
Do they have
maybe like a dark reddish flesh tone, something that's a little bit more fleshy.
Do they have do they have any lore behind them on what color they are or not really?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. The only time I did was the trolls, only because I have never painted trolls the color that the trolls are on the box.
Right.
And I was like, well, it's about time we paint some trolls the way they're painted on the box. I never do that. So it's very interesting for me to go through the process of, box art style almost coloring. I just don't do that.
Oh, these are very... I was curious on what color they were.
They're kind of like darker flesh tones, I feel like.
I guess so. Are they Sea Raiders?
Yeah. Orgoth Sea Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Is the faction.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Very, very interesting.
If that guy was a sea and he fell off the boat, he's going to have a hard time swimming.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is not a man overboard situation we want to hear about. I don't know who's going in for him.
There's a lot of
I feel like
metal
these
on this
guys with
guy.
all their chains are like down underneath
Yeah.
and only get unchained and brought to the deck when it's time to lower the ramp and go knock heads.
These guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any wandering around the deck with these guys, right? I feel like that's why they have chains on their ankles.
You don't think so?
I don't think the Orgoth are really big on, okay, here's your free time for the day. Here's a bacon and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of these models, like, I don't think they're relaxing a whole lot. You know?
No, that's not what they were built for. You were obviously not built for R&R.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are chilling anytime soon. Can't see him climbing the rigging. Nah.
I don't think that's his job. I
think he runs at enemy and does thing.
Bash head. Or this guy with the shield might defend the other guy. Don't let the enemy get to boss man.
Don't let
Might be
enemy
his-
get to boss man.
His whole thing, because he's like a defending guy with his shield and all that.
You played Philip on Friday. How'd
Yeah.
that go?
Yeah, it went really well.
Nice.
Yeah, it was Philip's first 100-point game.
I didn't ask him how he felt.
It was him going dry with an army he'd never seen.
Yeah.
So he played my Crucible Guard list.
Okay.
I lined that out for him and gave him the list in the app, and he took the Crucible Guard list and piloted it very well. For not understanding the list at all.
He's pretty good at games like that.
And then taking it
general.
and running with it, I thought he did great.
Yeah.
He knew exactly where he had left himself open
Oh, okay.
as he went through the process and
Yeah.
saw what my army was doing versus what his army was doing. He had a plan, and he manipulated his plan very well. It just was not the right plan for that scenario because he hadn't played but a handful of times.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, I think he did very, very well. And I had a lot of fun, right? And it was just one where we added up the points. We kind of, each round as you're going through and getting your victory points added up, we added up the victory points, and I said, okay, I'm up like 6-2 or 5-2 or whatever it was
You were up 6-2?
at the end of my turn.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, So I was like, or maybe it was 4-2. But I had done so much attrition work that turn that it was going to be really hard for him to score any points. And if he could score points, he couldn't keep me from scoring points because of the amount of attrition that I did on my turn. I killed enough units, and it just kept him from being able to occupy enough of the objectives because we played Fault Line. And Fault Line has 6 objectives on it on a 4x4 board. And it makes it very, very difficult if you don't have enough units to contest enough to really be able to stay in it if your opponent jumps out too far. And neither one of us thought about it. We were just doing the math, and he was like, okay, so, we start off each turn. What do you need to do? What's imperative for you to do this turn? You can't let me score, and you have to score. And it was the ability to do one or the other he had, but not both. So we called it.
Okay.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. I hope he would say this. I think he had a fun time playing.
Yeah, he probably did. He likes learning new stuff.
He's starting to get it. And I think he really liked the Crucible Guard list.
Yeah.
It's a good list.
It's a fun. That's what T.
Big
Schmidt was saying.
chunky
What their play style is. Crucible Guard. It's on his short list for.
So
STLs.
he was using my McKay list, which is McKay is the one in a railless, so she basically drives a big tank as a warcaster, and it has another railless and the Vulcan, the big colossal. It has a colossal on a journeyman, and so Prospero, I think, is the journeyman's name.
Yeah.
And so it gives you a really good mobile battle group that then has backup. So it's a good list. It's fun, and I think he really liked it. It has big chunky models.
Yeah.
And it shoots really well. It has a lot of really neat attrition style stuff in it that it can do.
Yeah.
It just Fault Line was not great for it. I haven't built lists in my armies yet that really take all of the scenarios into play because I haven't played enough of the scenarios in the new Steamroller, so which is the season, the 2026. So I don't really know how all of them play, and so about halfway through that one, I was like, yeah, I don't think this list is really built for Fault Line except to be very aggressive and go after killing their caster. And so in order to do that, he would have had to have played the army a bunch of times and had more reps with it to know what to do with it. So it wasn't Phil's fault. It was just he didn't have enough units to contest all of the, because there's 4 40 mil objectives, which are units only.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't have enough units to contest 4 40 mil objectives. So
I get it.
It makes it a little hard.
Okay. Justin, I just sent you a link. That is a great methodology for rusted metal. But why lay down the rust under the metallic, given that this is a real world rust comes out on top?
Yeah, but it sets the colors up for it so that when you add your rust in over the metallic, you don't have to be as aggressive because you're really just looking for the color. If you're trying to do something that feels realistic, where rust is a topical thing, it's an oxidation of metal, and so it creates a physical entity, just like verdigris does, on the top of a metal. If you're looking for realism, then you can still do this. But realism is put the rust on top of the metallic. What we're doing is not trying to make it look rusty. We're just trying to give it a warm undertone, right? Where the oranges and the yellows. See how I still have the oranges and the yellows poking through?
Yeah.
It gives me a cooler feel to this, so it could look like tarnished metal. Something that could rust if they didn't, go through. Because if you take rusted metal and you wipe it down with like steel wool to get rid of the rust, it will still have an underglow of rust color if you look at it in the right light, because you just won't clear all of it off, but it'll look polished or semi-polished into the face. So if you just want to take a sheet and get it to where you feel like it's clean enough to start cutting and welding, you can just steel wool it, right? Or use a scrub pad or an orbital or whatever, and you can get most of the rust off visually, but if you turn that metal in certain ways, you'll still catch some of the light of that rusty haze on it.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to create, like, if you want it to be rusty, then like the underpaint and dry brush method that we do does a lot better job of, and this is not topical rust, but it sure looks like it.
And that's that link literally right there. That's the same methodology for that troll.
This still looks better than and happens quicker than if you paint the metal first and then try to go back and do the weathering and the metallic and the rust over the top of it, right? Because remember, on armor, Nurgle says that their stuff rusts like as they walk. And so if there's a good nuanced kind of narrative that tells you why rust is forming as metal parts are moving against each other, go for it. I feel like that's cool. But the reality is that rust on moving metal doesn't stay because it is loose and knocks loose and falls off. So on armor plates like this, the only thing you would have left is the ground-in metal bits where the rust has just kind of been pressed into the metal and just gives the sheen of it. So it becomes more of part of the surface rather than on top of the surface, and that's why I like this method, because it gives you that dirty armor that feels like it's still armor. It's not on a statue. It's not on a corpse on the ground. It's moving. So rust would not just cling to this, right? Rusty cars are only rusty because they sit in fields. As soon as you start driving them, even the rain and the grit hitting the front of them will take the rust off.
Yeah.
Washing it takes the rust off. So you can imagine these guys still move. They still, they may not polish their armor, but that's what this creates. It creates the feel of used metal without making it feel like it's overly done, because if you put the rust on the top on your models, it makes them feel like they should be sitting in a field rusting, not active on the battlefield. To me, again, it's a preference thing, but I've come up with ways like this that you can really paint that give you the feel of old worn metal that are very quick. And this is very, very good quality for looking like what it is. And this took, I don't know, an hour?
Oh my gosh, it's super quick. Hey, Next Level Painting and Long War TV. Welcome in, Raiders.
What's up, nerds?
Doing?
Boom.
Welcome in. Very.
I'm super stoked on this. Like the
good.
one step just is so great. It doesn't cover up too much of the metallic.
Yep.
Right. It leaves a really good feel of the metal on there. You still get the shine where you want it. Yeah, works great.
Ascended Fox, there's not a specific video, but like I said, look at this methodology. It's literally that. Go check it out.
There is a video. There is a short where Jordan went back and did it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's not a long form video. There is a short.
Jordan did two shorts. He did one that's more of a verdigris under bronze, and he did one that's rust under silver, where he went back and recreated it. And it looks pretty good.
It's on that video that he's talking about.
It was him learning my process and doing it as a short, so it's not as detailed, but it still looks really good and teaches you what to do.
Yep. It's on that same link.
What's going on, everybody?
Images and the video on there.
So yeah, so I think that's That's a pretty good, right?
Looks good to me.
Yeah, I think that's going to be perfect for that Orgoth army.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody coming over from the Long
Yep.
War. Hope the show was good today, boys. Yeah, and then we can do like glowy soul skulls in the axes and all that kind of crap. Which is normally like glowy bright yellow green, but I think I can do something a little different here. Although the bright yellow green wouldn't look bad against this kind of
It wouldn't. I don't think it would look good.
Green look. And then brown leather. I think gray elephant flesh, like gray flesh tones. You know, something like red gray, beige red kind of mix on the flesh tones would look really good. Noise. I mean, it's that easy. We literally, in the time that you've seen me do this with the setup, we started with a blank resin model, and we moved from resin to prime, from prime to the undercoloring with the we primed it with black brown. We went over the black brown with orange oxide and then a dry brush of yellow ochre. So it gives you that rusty undertone for the whole model.
Yeah.
And then over the top of that, we airbrushed the silver, just the standard straight up silver from Procryl.
Yeah.
Right. So not the new stuff, just straight up silver. People have been asking me, can you do the one step over our normal metallics? You definitely can. It gives you a really good look, plenty of shine where you want it. And then just one step over the top. And we use the dark blue green in this case.
So so what do you do to take it to the next level?
I think over the top of this, before we do anything else, I'll probably take a little bit of the silver and go ahead and dry brush it. It's almost, because of the way it's colored, because of the yellow that we put on it, I could probably use light bronze.
Yeah.
I could probably use light bronze and dry brush light bronze over the top of it just to give it a little bit of extra sheen on the edges, because that's what we were doing here, right, is going back over the edges with the silver, right? And we didn't dry brush because we only had a couple of armor plates. But this, where it's all armored, I think I would dry brush a little bit of the brighter color to bring in the pop on it, and then edge highlight that. And then you just paint, now you're just painting the rest of the model, which on this guy is not, I mean, I always dread saying it's not much. There's a lot going on, but, you know, you're that much closer to done. On an army like this, where most of the models are heavily armored, this is a great way to do this, where you can put an entire army on the battlefield very, very quickly. And even if you're just playtesting and want to paint as you playtest to get the army right, this you can do. And like you saw in the time that it took us to do this one model, I could have had the whole army probably pretty close to the same look. Putting all the one step on takes a little bit longer, obviously, per model. That takes a while because you're trying to keep it inside the lines. You're not just dipping it in color.
Right.
So that takes a little bit longer. But doing the two colors on this, I think, is great. And now my whole army of Orgoth is going to be super simple to get to this level. I'll go in and just recreate this whole workup. I'll go and prime them all black-brown, and a whole tray of Orgoth will be looking like this in no time. And in like one day of me sitting here listening to an audiobook, the whole army will be like this.
Nice.
Probably to the level of being able to dry brush over the top of it. So super simple. It has changed the way I think about painting armies, one step in general. Not because, okay, that's what speed paint does. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about using it like this, because I said I won't sell it until it fits into my workflow and make something that I'm proud to put on the table. And I'm proud. These models, holy crap, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
These look great on the table. When I played, I only have him and Bugatti Bomb painted, and this guy's not on my list, unfortunately. But you know, it just having it out on the table, the metals. The first thing, a bunch of people walked up to me at the store the other night on Friday when we were there, and like, oh my god, those metals are great. What did you use? Right. That one guy was like, I used our paint, Procryl. He goes, wait, who are you? And it was like, well, I'm Jason. I own Monument Hobbies. And he's like, oh, wait, took a selfie and all that kind of stuff. But he was blown away by the metals. And that's the thing, is that you can get them to looking really, really good. And something like this that we've done nothing else to already looks fantastic. and that's just metallic, airbrushed metallic, by the way, right? This wasn't even brushed on, so we even sped up the process more.
Yeah.
By getting the metallic airbrushed on there, and then just basically putting a wash and doing it all very, very quickly. I did use the airbrush to quick dry the metallic in between because a thin coat of airbrush is always a little scary to put a wash over, so you probably want to give it a little bit of extra setup time. So if you were doing this on a unit or an army, I would go through all the steps to the point where you airbrush the silver, and then probably leave it overnight, and then come back the next day and do the wash if you really want to make sure that you're not moving paint. I went quick and very light and crossed my fingers and did all that stuff, and it came out really well.
Yeah, and Michigan Star was asking, one step is just speed paint, right? And I said, no, not exactly. But what is it, Jason, at that 10,000 foot level, like that elevator pitch?
It's always hard because everybody going to say, that's just your marketing. But the reality is that I like what speed paint is for. I don't like the way other speed paints do it.
Yeah.
Pro acryl is not something, we don't take it lightly. We want to make really, really good paint. And you can tell on this that it doesn't have blotchiness. Pop in super close. Mm-hmm. Give me a super zoom.
Yeah.
There's no blotchiness to it, right? You get a smooth application that makes it look a lot more like applying real paint in a real delicate manner when we didn't.
Yeah.
Right? We did slop it on there and just made sure it went where we wanted it. And it doesn't give you the piling up of color that speed paints do. It goes on very smooth, and this is very thin, so if it had an opportunity to pool on you, this would be where it would do it. Yeah. But even when we apply it in thick ways, and I'm looking around here, but I don't have any of the models where we've done like big,
not really
chunky applications, but even then, it gives you a much smoother application, feels really like you spent more time painting, and still lets you do what you want from a speed paint or a contrast style paint, which is that base coat with lots of variation in shadows, midtones, and highlights. So cool. Took us a lot of time to come up with it because I won't sell it if I don't use it, and I wouldn't use normal speed paints in contrast. They don't glaze as well as people talk about them doing, not for the way I like to paint. These do. These are instantaneously things that I pick up now for glazing and filtering and airbrushing and everything that you want. They just fit right in without having to have you learn. So as a new painter, they are a paint that truly grows with you, as opposed to kind of going away once you stop wanting to put heavy washes on your model and then come back once you learn to glaze. These will continue to grow with you and do stuff like what I'm showing you here. This is a very simple way of painting with just a metallic undercoat and then one step over the top. And all we did was thin the one step about 3 to 1.
Yeah.
Right, to thin it down. And even with that real watery flow, it still gave us really, really good coverage, as opposed to sliding off the model and pooling up and not giving you color where you want it. This still gave us really good. And the only thing I really had to do was coat the change twice.
Yeah.
To get a more blue effect from them, because I did thin that blue-black quite a bit.
No, we don't have a booth at...
Yeah, we don't have
at Nova this year. But Jason will be there.
We were right as you came in the door. We had that set up where we had the banner, and we would sit there and paint. We found over the years that it was just kind of a waste.
Honestly, you're going to be doing the same thing, but more mobile. So...
I'm going to bring my go bag and some models to paint. I don't know what I'll be painting yet, but it's only in 2 weeks. I have to leave not this coming weekend, but the weekend after next is Nova. So it's coming up, and I'll be there painting. But I'm just going to be up in the painting area, just hanging out. Right? I'll have my go bag. I'll be sitting at a table. If you want to come chill, come chill. Be a lot of fun.
Yep.
We never do a booth there.
Yeah.
We never do. It's not enough people to set up the booth for sales. We let Atlantis Games, who is local there in Virginia, we let them come in and they do all the sales. So we pile them up so there will be all the new one-step colors and everything you're used to there. But we let one of our retailers benefit from the sales there. It doesn't make sense to go spend all the money to set up a booth and sell when we have a dealer that's down in the vendor hall selling too. So we'd rather have them be successful. And we just go and enjoy it. I get to go paint and be a nerd, hang out, eat lunch with cool people, hang out with Vince. So,
there it is.
MCXL, there you go, buddy. That's all I do.
Yeah, honestly, it's probably going to be better because then you could just be mobile.
You going to be dressed up like Vincey?
So, there you go. All right, everybody.
All right. Thank you so much. You might go, Tim. It'd be good to see you up there. Bronze yellow over silver would be great, too. Both of the olive and bronze yellow over silver would be great. It would give you the ability to kind of do a goldish, very tarnished kind of metal. I don't know that I could really name it a metal, but it would give you a really tarnished kind of dark metal that would be really bitchin'. That's only an Adepticon you do that? All right. Well, it'd be good to see you anyway. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, though. Dun, 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 dun. 2 hours isn't long enough. People said normally we would go longer, but I do have meetings. I have meetings all the way up till 6 p.m. So for 2 more hours, I'm locked into meetings with people. Otherwise, I would be here. But thank you so much for hanging out. For those of you that came through a raid, if you're not familiar, please hit the follow or the sub button. And come tune in. We do this Monday through Friday. 5 days a week you got to put up with us, whether you like it or not, because now you're part of the family. So you just got to show up.
There you go.
Otherwise, Grandma calls and goes, what, you don't love me anymore? So now you got to show up. You got to show me up because we will literally guilt you into being here on a daily basis. So come hang out with Chris and I. We'd love to see you back. Make sure to click the link that Chris put in chat. It takes you to all of the wonderful things in the world of Monument Hobbies. All of our online stores. We currently have an EU store and a US store with a Canadian store forthcoming.
Yes, and the 26th.
And the 26th, which is
set 2.
2 days.
Yep, 2 days.
2 days.
Get ready.
One step set 2 in the EU store.
That's
so the
right.
launch is 48 hours from now. So have fun. Well, not really. It's less than that, but it's on Wednesday morning in there. So love to see you there. Make sure to buy some Pro Acryl and brushes, and thank you for the support over the years. We will be back again tomorrow. So Chris is going to find us somebody to raid, give you some more hobby goodness on your Monday evening. Remember, we brought Mondays back. We already did that.
That's right.
But somebody else will keep it going.
Hopefully they will.
So go enjoy the rest of your Monday. Don't do anything we wouldn't do, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow. See you later,
Bye.
guys.